It has been a while since I've had a Prime 1 Studio 1/3 scale DC statue on this table. And if you're a follower of the channel, you know that's kind of the genre that got me into collecting the very large, big statues because I've had so many, probably over 50 of those on this table. It's been a long time since I've got one. And I chose the perfect one because this is perfect. See what I did there?
Don't give it to you. Wait for you to get it on your own.
Today, we look at the Prime 1 Studio Bermejo Catwoman statue. So Bermejo is the artist behind the concept, and I absolutely love his work in the comics. I love his work with Prime 1 Studio. My other favorite statue that he worked with them on was this piece right here, this Joker statue. And he's worked with them on a number of ones, but I love that one. I did sell it because I wanted more of a comical, even though that was directly from the comics, a comical Joker, if you will. But I've had my eye on this Catwoman for years because it's been out for a while, and Prime 1 Studio did one of their sales. So I got it, I don't remember how much, a few $100s off. We're going to talk about the retail price a little bit later. And she didn't disappoint. For not receiving one of these for a while, it's amazing to get this one in. And as of now, I have no more 1/3 scale statues in the DC genre on order. But I am eyeing the recent Riddler preview. Need a Riddler statue. Anyway, let's talk about Selina Kyle. Let's talk about this statue. And when it comes to Catwoman statue, I've owned a few different ones, never in the 1/3 scale, and they were mostly movie-based. But like I said, I love Bermejo's work, and he knocks it out of the park when he does these collaborations. And there have been a lot of other Catwoman statues in this scale, but I was waiting for the perfect one, and I think it is here. And it kind of pains me to make that joke because if you also are a follower of the channel, you know I don't like cats. But with that, let's talk about it. Let's talk about her, starting with the concept of this piece, which I think is the beginning of everything that is so perfect. Again, last time I'm going to do it. Probably not. She's on a rooftop, we assume in Gotham. On the back, there's actually a Batman symbol, which they used to do with all of their ones that had rooftops. They used to make Batmans on top of a roof all the time. Some of the first Batmans I had like 8 or 9 of them. And as you move up, you see a big-ass cat sitting there, a big old fat cat. But she is prowling along the tops of the roof in her classic Catwoman outfit. Leather and heels, which just is kind of a weird thing to, commit crimes in and be an anti-hero. But she has her whip, depending on which display option. The one I have here, you can see she actually has some artifacts and stuff she stole because she is a cat burglar. That's where she got her name. Some trinkets, maybe that's a better word for it. And she's very playful. She has a number of different portrait options we're going to look at, but they're all playful, which I really like. I think that encompasses the character well. And to me, this is exactly who Catwoman is. It's what we want. It shows her being pretty maniacal, but not really, because all she did was rob stuff, and in one of the states I live in 2 states, it's legal to rob stuff, apparently. But with that being said, I think the concept is perfect. It's exactly what I want for a Catwoman, notwithstanding the display options we're going to talk about. So I think it's a 5 out of 5. But where this really shines is the different display options and the paint and sculpt, which we're going to dive into all that. Let's start with the different display options. So depending which version you got, there's 3 different versions. I got the deluxe bonus, so it has every additional display option. Not all the versions will have that. We'll talk more about this. But you have 2 display options with the left hand. One is where she has that bag of trinkets. Looks like some gold candlesticks coming out of the back, which is the one I'm going to display. Or you can do one where she's adjusting her goggles. Now, the one interesting one about when she's adjusting her goggles, it won't work with some of the portraits. So there are 4 portraits on this. One is the one that I have displayed. She has her cowl on. Her goggles are not on. I don't know why she wears goggles, but she's looking off to the side, a little bit of a smirk. Another one is she has the same exact expression, but her mouth is open and she's winking. Very cute. One with the goggles on. And then you have an unbelievable, uncowled, unmasked portrait. And I think all of these portraits are killer. This is why I've wanted this statue. Bermejo just does such an amazing job. And then Prime 1 just did a great job putting this into real life. Let's measure it, and then I'll show you the unboxing and assembly, which was fairly simple. 13 inches wide, 15 inches deep. The only thing I'm going to say is the unboxing and assembly. They make you film it now, which is a pain in the ass. So So it's about 28 inches tall. For exact dimensions, you can check out Prime One Studios' website. But here's the unboxing and assembly. So there is a shipper in an art box, but I didn't get it because you have to film it. It's kind of a pain in the ass because I have to film it while trying to get specific photos for you guys. But it's the classic styrofoam. In the deluxe bonus special edition, you have this art print signed by Bermejo hidden in the top. Then here is one layer. This was all one box with 2 layers. Here's the second layer. So pretty easy. And it did come with paper instructions, which is always nice if you need to box it back up. Thankfully, nothing damaged, so I got to delete the video of me filming it, unboxing. It's really annoying because for me, I try and do it so it's a quick unboxing for you, but that creates a level of difficulty. I have to get multiple cameras from multiple angles, just a pain. But they do a great job with packaging. I did have an art box, but I just never even look at those anymore. Fit together extremely well. They use magnets and pins and keys. I love the fact that they gave extra portrait display because, like I said, these portraits are one of my favorite parts, and you can display them all. So I think the design is a 5 out of 5 for me as well. Really, really like this piece. Paint and sculpt, in my opinion, is just as good. So kind of a spoiler, you know what the score is going to be, but you don't know what the close-ups are, so check that out. So as I said, I just love these portraits. We'll start there. The uncowled portrait or unmasked portrait, fantastic job on the hair. Not only do I love the concept of it, but just look at that execution. Really well done. The decals, I believe they're decals on all the eyes. They look better on camera than they do in real life. But fantastic job with the skin tone, the makeup applied. They gave a little bit of a moist effect with the one with the open mouth there. You can see white teeth for sure. You can even see the eyes behind the goggles, which I think is great. And then the cowl itself, and you'll see this on her costume. Really nice job, just looks like real leather. Whether it's patterned or there's folds. On the base, you know, this is like old school for me. This is when I first started collecting Prime One Studio statues. They all had this building top base, and it has a little bit of ornate curvatures to it, like right there. But then you have the old brick with the mortar in between, and it just looks great. It looks like a real building. Not a huge fan of the black museum base. I wish it would have just went straight down, although that's kind of what they had, all these original Batman statues I used to own. The old school venting at the top. Really nice job. Really pops, really looks real. And the same thing with Catwoman's outfit here. So again, look at, I love the folds in the leather. Then you have the seam coming up the side, switches from, there's texture among it, but then a pattern texture. Whip looks real as well. I love that her fingernails, the claws are not too metallic, but not too dull. We forgot about the cat. You know, it's really hard to do sculpted fur. I think they did it nice here. This is a large ass cat. And I'm not a cat guy. Portrait could be better. Thankfully, it depends how you display her, I guess. This is probably the best display, as we talked about. Even details like in the belt buckle and the zipper, and the paint job is fantastic. Like I said, it really promotes that sculpt, that leather feel, and there's not a lot of bleed over. Look how well they did the zipper. I like the trinkets in the bag too. And even the bag, the way it's flowing and sculpted, I almost feel like the sculptor, when they did this, they threw a bag over their shoulder just to see how it would fall in the natural flows. And even little details like where her outfit is folding right there. Absolutely amazing job on this. The paint and sculpt just knock it out of the park on top of the other things I love. 5 out of 5 on both. I don't always grade them together, but I am for this. 5 out of 5. You know, it seems like I've just been getting some killer statues lately, which is what you want. And I have, right now, I have a Terminator statue sitting in a box for weeks. Totally off script now. Value. Let's talk about the value for this piece. So it's a little hard to tell how many they made because sometimes the deluxe bonus edition, which is what I have, which has the additional portraits, has the same edition size. I don't think it does. So we're going to go with the logic here that I'm just reading on Prime One's website. They made 300 just like the one I have. They made 300 like the one I have minus a portrait, and then they made 100 with only 2 portraits and no handbag over the shoulder. So I think 700 total. Retail was between $1,200 and $1,400. I think I got it $1,100 shipped. And then a few $100s for shipping, of course. Now, the problem with that is, like I said, there are so many Catwoman options out there in 1/3 scale, life size, 1/4 scale, movie, comic. And everyone's going to have their own flavor. While I think this is the best one in my opinion, that's my own flavor. But I still think the value is decent for 1/3 scale statues. Nowadays, at a minimum, you're going to pay $1,200. At a maximum, you're going to pay $3,500. So I think this is right in the middle of the lower end there, and you have a lot of additional options with it. So I think the value is very strong. I don't think I could make my money back just because the statue market isn't doing very well in 2026, but I think it's a 3 out of 5 for sure. It is sold out, at least the deluxe bonus edition, so I'm happy with the purchase even more, especially the fact that I got it at a discount. Now, does this have the X factor? Is it a 5 out of 5 statue? I'm going to say it is. It is for me. I can't wait to see what she looks like in the collection. If you want to see it, check out my social media, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. The link for those is in the description below. I post exclusive stuff. Very happy. Yeah, I'm just sad that I only get to see her half the time because I live in 2 states. But let me know. If you don't think she's the best one ever made, throw down in the comments what you think the best Catwoman statue is. I'd love to see your opinion. I like to interact with you guys, and you can win a statue. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Yes, we're still giving away $1,000 statues at every 5,000 subscriber milestone. You have to make sure you're subbed to the channel, you like the video, and then leave a comment. We're going to pick a random comment on a random video and give away those statues. In the meantime, check out some of these other videos and my social media. Talk to you soon. Take care.